In this lesson, we'll learn how to automate movements with expressions. Expressions are yet another way we can connect attributes in Maya. What they are mathematical equations used to drive values or attributes. What we'll do is learn how an expression can be used to automate our turbine fan to spin. So let's go ahead and get started. Under Window, Animation Editors, we'll find our expression editor. So that's one way to access it. But let's say if you wanted the attribute to automatically load in, well, what you can do at that point is go ahead and go directly to the object you would like to be controlled in the expression. So let's go ahead and select one of the turbine fans. We'll use the up arrow to grab its group. At that point, we'll figure out what axis we want controlled, so that's going to be the Z-axis. And now, with that selected, we can head over to the Edit menu in the channel box and choose Expressions. What I do from here is go ahead and copy the value from the first field, and then we can set the Select Filter to by expression name. Here's why. When we go in and select another object, it's going to refresh the expression editor. So instead of it looking at the attribute name, let's go ahead and switch this to by expression name. Alright, so at this point, we can go in and paste what we've just copied. If you have not copied this, it's just a matter of grabbing that object name, plugging it into the expression editor, and then you'd want to add .rotate Z, again so that Maya knows what you'd like to be controlled. Alright, so following that, in order to have these rotate and spin, we can go ahead and have this rotate Z equal to the time in Maya. So let's go ahead and start with the time function first. We'll add time and then a semicolon, which basically tells Maya that this is the end of the expression. Some of the issues you'll run into with expressions is simply leaving out the semicolon. So let's make sure we have that at the very end of our code. Now at this point we can go ahead and choose Create. And let's go ahead and see what happens. As we start to scrub through, you can see that there is barely any movement here from our turbine fan. However, there is movement, so we're off to a good start. What does time do? Well, in Maya, once we have our frames per second or frame rate set to, let's say, 24 frames per second, what that means is that by the time we get to frame 24, being that that is 1 second, that is how much the object will move by, 1 unit instead of 1 second, however. So just to show you this clearly, you can see right now I'm on frame 24, and I do have my default playback speed set to 24 frames per second. Okay, you can do that under Settings. So if we were to select our engine fan blade and hit the up arrow to grab the group again, you can see that, again, we are set to a unit of 1. However, this is very slow. Let's go ahead and speed this up. So rather than using time, let's go ahead and just work with frames. So I'll go ahead and have the rotation Z controlled by Maya's frame count. So now when we choose Edit, you'll see that our group has rotated 24 units because we are on frame 24. It's really straight to the point. Alright, so if we were to set this to a greater value, let's say 100, and hit play, you can see we're getting much better speed from our turbine. In the next lesson, we're going to learn how to speed this up by plugging in our custom attribute, the turbine spin speed, in order to get this spinning exactly the way we want it to, and then give the animator control over the spin speed. Okay, great. So we know how to load in the next group. Let's go ahead and take care of that, and then we'll rename our expression, and then in the following lesson we'll go ahead and finish this all up. So I'll go ahead and again grab one of our turbine fan blades. This time on the opposite side, we'll hit the up arrow. And let's go ahead and copy the name from the channel box. We'll go one line under in the expression editor, paste, and now we'll need to define the attribute that will be controlled. We know that to be the rotate Z. You could always abbreviate that with RZ. That's its short name. And then we can go ahead and have that equal to frame. Don't forget to put the semicolon. And now we can choose edit. And you'll see the same behavior on this side now. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and rename this expression. It's always good to rename these to stay organized so we know exactly what this does. We can always give this a name of turbine fans underscore expr. Beautiful. All right, so our expression is good to go for now, but we now need a way to control its speed for the animator's use. So let's go ahead and take care of that in the following lesson.